Violence, or as many Namibians like to say, violence, goes against our very nature, being a social species. But somehow, since time immemorial, human beings have expressed their frustrations using violence. I don't get it. Welcome to It's a Wrap, our brand new homegrown show where I unpack the week's current affairs for you, mostly based on the popular stories broadcast daily on our newsflash, as well as social commentary from right here in the land of the brave. The citizens of our neighboring countries, next door in particular, have shown themselves to be on the violent side of things lately, with images of angry citizens burning other human beings and beating them. I can't watch these disturbing scenes, and whilst they help to illustrate the extent of inhumanity, I feel as though they also desensitize us. None of those images are for sensitive viewers, any kind of viewer, and I often wonder about those people who can record these events and not try to stop what's happening. So xenophobic attacks have reared their ugly heads in South Africa again, although their Department of International Relations and Cooperation seems blissfully unaware of this. The homie Alna compiled this story.
The spokesperson of the Department of International Relations and Cooperations in South Africa, Clayson Monyela, has denied that recent attacks of foreigners in their country are linked to any previous incidences of xenophobia.
They were not targeting any particular national of any particular country. There were people found there from several countries, not one particular country. So to then say these were xenophobic attacks would be completely devoid of all truth, would be false, and would not be supported by facts.
In a telephonic interview with reporter Erika Gebhardt, Monyela suggested that the attacks which occurred recently were initiated by criminal vigilantes.
Those were sporadic incidents fueled by criminal elements that were opportunistic in nature, targeting the initial issues raised by the communities affected where these incidents happened were that they were concerned about crime in their neighborhoods. They raised the question of drugs and illegal prostitution. They then said, and this can be confirmed by the police, that they were targeting homes where they knew that these suspected criminal activities were taking place in the name of drug peddling and illegal prostitution.
Monyela attributes the videos and photos of foreigners in South Africa who were set ablaze to the phenomenon of fake news spreading across social media.
We live in an era of fake news. I can tell you without any fear of contradiction, there was never any single incident of anybody being bent with tires or anybody being killed in the latest incidents in South Africa. Not a single person was killed. So all of this material that you are referring to, that you saw on Facebook, there's a lot of fake news internationally in this day and age. And those are incidents that did not take place in South Africa. Absolutely not.
Hypo. So what? I was just tripping. All that was a figment of my imagination. Yeah, this Trumpism thing is spreading like wildfire. What's this alternative facts things? Why are South Africans, and Africans in particular, such haters? I mean, who really wants to be a foreigner in a land that's not their own? And aren't we all world citizens anyway? Are we to be bound purely by the virtue of the space we are born in to be citizens of a country? With immigration becoming a worldwide problem, maybe we need to change this. I mean, governments really only want to claim citizens because they are the workforce, the worker bees who get the honey to the tax man. I spoke to the Deputy High Commissioner of Nigeria, a country whose citizens have perished in numbers in South Africa because of xenophobic attacks.
Today, we are supposed to be more united, more friendly, more welcoming to our brothers from other parts of the world. In fact, South Africa should be home to all Africans. And even beyond that, other countries, in the world that have given support and assisted, South Africa to get to where they are today. Nigeria mobilized, the government mobilized, and mobilized the citizens to contribute even financially. I remember some students in those days were taxed from their little stipends to contribute to the fund towards liberation struggle. So Nigeria has really contributed and has sacrificed a lot. Africa as a whole, we need to rejuvenate this culture, this old-fashioned culture of being one, seeing ourselves first as Africans before we see ourselves as South Africans or Namibians or Nigerians. And that is the only way forward.
Many Namibians that took to social media to express their disgust with this inhumane treatment of fellow Africans. Let's not judge the South Africans too harshly though. Right here at home, Namibians are whiling, perpetrating violence like there's a prize for the meanest bully out here. Check this goonery out. What kind? I don't care what the circumstances were. There is never an excuse for raising your hand to another human being. Even in Walfish Bay, 2 Botsotso specializing in petty crimes were rounded up by the community and supposedly taught a lesson. It's just not cool. Tensions continue to brew around the land issue, with the Landless People's Movement having started up in Grootfontein just last week. Here are some comments people made on social media. Are getting juicy. I myself am dying to see that list, and I've made several requests to the Office of the Minister of Land to get an official list. They claim they don't have it as yet. The Landless People's Movement have a list, and I cannot wait to compare the two lists and see just what that ministry's been busy with. So I came across a post by Joba Mupanda berating youths in the north for not applying for land after the Helawa Nafidi Town Council advertised Avon recently. A Chinese company was awarded one of the plots, and me being under the impression that we had agreed as a nation not to allow foreigners to own land in the country, was somewhat baffled. I called the mayor, and he told me. How is it that Chinese qualify for land in Namibia, and particularly in the north?
Your question is very good, but a bit funny. Why do you specifically ask for Chinese?
Because they're not nationals, and because the whole country is crying out for land.
It's only Chinese in Namibia who are not national.
Well, the reason why I caught issue with it is because this particular piece of land was given to Chinese nationals.
Yes, but not only Chinese who are not national in this advertisement.
Okay, but we took issue with the Chinese.
Why only your focus in the Chinese?
They've been the most topical at this stage in terms of news.
No, but answer me also first. Do you hate the Chinese? Because it's not only Chinese who are in Namibia. There is only many people in Namibia who are not Namibians. but your question is specifically focusing for Chinese, and in this advertisement, not only Chinese who are in it, who are not Namibians.
Had quite a few incidents of Chinese nationals doing things in the country that are not necessarily good, and therefore they have become into the spotlight of news. That is why we have taken issue with the fact that the Chinese have again now also been awarded land in the country, which means that they have some business that they want to do there.
Okay, then I think then it's good to ask first the immigration who allow Chinese to come here. Why do you ask people who are at the local authority if the Chinese, they have got their permanent, their working permit to stay in Namibia? They are allowed by the laws of this country, and now because they are at the Helaunafidi, you are questioning. Or do you not know that it's not only in Helaunafidi where the Chinese is? I also know that some of the media, I don't know if you are also included, not all, but some, it seems as they hate Helaunafidi also. All what they want is only to talk about Helaunafidi become a ghost town. But now when you see that Helaunafidi is intending to sell land, what comes to your mind is this, that Helaunafidi might not become a ghost town as you wish, and then you are angry because Helaunafidi starts selling the heavens. But your wish is Helaunafidi to become a ghost town as you always report.
The Minister of Mines and Energy is hell-bent on playing with my emotions when it comes to this yo-yoing of the fuel price. A few weeks ago, they announced that there'll be no increase, and now suddenly it's going up again. Nah, man. Check out these comments from social media. Joseph compiled this piece.
Motorists will have to fork out an extra 32 cents for petrol after the Ministry of Mines and Energy increased fuel prices yesterday. We spoke to senior manager at the Vika service station Jacobus Norkia to find out about the reaction of consumers.
With most consumers, they're not happy about it. I mean, they're about to spend on a tank of fuel. They would be spending about $50 to $60 more than usual. The reaction was quite positive in the sense of, because you see, obviously when the prices go up, some people rush to fill up their vehicles before the prices go up so they can still get it on the old price.
In a press statement, Minister Obed Kanjode attributes the increase to efforts by the oil-producing export countries to balance the oversupplied crude oil market.
The one last night, it's actually a bit shocking as it went up with 32 cents per litre. I thought that it would at least, go up stably or even go down for that matter. It's not the highest fuel price that we have had yet.
For the sake of the public, Norkia hopes that the price drops soon because an increase in fuel is usually followed by an increase in consumer goods prices.
So this year, government has decided to move the independence celebrations to Rundu. Another one of our voices of the people, Cecilia Cherico, shares her insights on this.
This beautiful chest, people are buying it in Rundu. Hey, in 2 weeks we are going to have our independence in Rundu. I like to be there in Rundu. But I cannot travel a long way to go to Rundu just because of a hot dog and a cool drink. When we are suffering here for land, we need land and they are running to Rundu for independence. No, I'm not gonna go me. I'm not. Seriously, no.
Nah, even me, I'm gonna stay home. Ain't nobody got time to drive all the way to Rundu. Moving along swiftly. The ACC's Paulus Noah came under fire this week in a story in The Villager which revealed that he allegedly spent more than 300 days out of office over the past 3 years. I'm not surprised. I mean, look at the corruption in this country. And last year, the entire ACC, that whole fancy building full of supposed investigators of corruption, managed to bag very few cases. The homie Joseph spoke to Paulus Noah about these allegations.
The Director General of the Anti-Corruption Commission has refuted claims that appeared in a weekly paper that he stayed out of office for 300 days in the last 3 years, while taking $2 million on travel allowances.
The alleged amount that I have apparently claimed from the Anti-Corruption Commission has no truth in it at all. It's devoid of all truth. In the past 3 years, I have not even claimed something closer to, not even to $1 million.
As if we don't have enough problems, the much-needed rain, which hasn't done much to alleviate our water crisis, has also brought disease and snakes closer to the communities. Congo fever has already claimed a life, and 12 people in Grootfontein, Walvis Bay and Windhoek have been quarantined as a result. Please take the necessary precautions. The homie Alna worked on this story.
Symptoms of Congo fever is sudden fever, weakness, headache, severe pain in the limbs and loins, sore eyes and sensitivity to light. Transmission of this disease is either through tick bite or through contact with infected blood or tissue.
Snakes are invading the city. Check out this clip of snakes that have been slithering into homes recently. Keep an eye out for snakes and make sure you call a snake catcher should you see any. Whatever you do, don't kill them. Even they have a right to life. Check out the Snakes of Namibia Facebook page to help with these creatures. We showed you some of the horrific carnage on our roads last week, but you Namibians are just resilient. The Permanent Secretary of Works is taking the matter very seriously, and even though he went about it in a rather shady way, he's trying to waive the whole admission of guilt thing and declare that every offender driving over 150 kilometers per hour be deemed guilty and have their car impounded till they appear before court. Maybe then we'll start taking this road safety thing seriously. Check out the accidents that have occurred just over the past week. I can't say it enough. The lawlessness on our roads leading to the loss of innocent lives is something that we don't need to be dealing with. We have enough on our plates. Please respect each other's lives, and more importantly, respect your own. Let's check out what illustrator Dudley Vile's weekly cartoon was all about.
I just read the news, and that's my inspiration every week. The president says we've got a bloated civil service. Sure we do, everybody knows that. He blames reconciliation. So why did he increase the size of government when he took over the reins in the first place? I'd like to know. Now, government and its parastatals and its institutions became an unemployment agency for comrades. That's sort of what this cartoon this week is trying to say.
So, I saw this event posted on Facebook, the opening of a brand new taco stand in Klein Windhoek. And a taco being like a wrap. Right up my alley, mos. I called the organizers, set up an interview and everything. I rushed off to be one of the first to inaugurate the taco stand. Ursa Minor Catering is toying with the emotions of the residents of the city of Windhoek. As you can see, many people have turned up today in the hope of biting into a crispy taco for lunch. And here we are, waiting. No phone call answered, nothing. Many people showed up, ready to support this new venture, and had to resort to Wacky Wednesday because there were no tacos to be had. We spoke to some of them.
The advert said that at 12 to 3 they're going to be tacos over here. It's apparently the hottest new lunch spot in town. But as you see, there's nothing over here now, no tacos.
Well, we have to come back tomorrow. They say tomorrow, right? It's somewhere on Facebook that they're having, like it's every day from what, 12 to 3, I think. So we come back tomorrow and eat tacos.
And the people were livid. Check out the comments from social media. It rained hard last night. It left me wondering, what would have happened if Dinoa had in fact come? Remember, I spoke to the mayor last week.
Probably our firefight colleagues who have been trained and some of the official and experts in disaster management, all the means in case if that happened to come. But then obviously we hope by the grace of God it haven't yet come, but obviously all the means are in place now.
So what would happen? What would happen? Like, how would we communicate? How would we inform people and let them know where to be? Do we have boats? Do we have helicopters? Do we have...
No, we might not necessarily have all the infrastructures, but if waste can come, obviously we have some facilities like Ramatex and other facilities where we can transport our people.
I decided to come and check out this Ramatex for myself. And as you can see, young men behind me are busy sweeping away last night's rain. This is the aftermath in one of the Ramatex halls of just one night's rain. And the mayor sees the whole city being housed here during a disaster. Thankfully, Dineo lived up to her black name and was fashionably late, because had she expressed her full wrath, it would have been a wrap. Catch me for a repeat tomorrow evening at 6. For now, it's a wrap.